Jordan Pickford allegedly injured his shoulder celebrating England's World Cup qualifier victory at Wembley, and almost nobody in the Three Lions camp believes a single word of it. This wasn't just a minor knock. This wasn't bad luck. This wasn't the media looking for drama. This is serious. Nothing like this has happened weeks before a World Cup opener. A starting goalkeeper going down during celebrations while his own teammates exchange skeptical glances. And there's a detail the FA still hasn't confirmed publicly. Multiple players reportedly filmed the entire incident on their phones. Footage that could prove or disprove everything. And the worst still hasn't come out. Over the next few minutes, you're going to understand exactly what happened and why this turns England's World Cup upside down. When your first-choice goalkeeper allegedly gets hurt celebrating a win just 19 days before facing the United States in Los Angeles, it's not just any problem. This is bigger than anyone expected. The dressing room has split without a single public word spoken. Thomas Tuchel faces an impossible decision, and Dean Henderson is watching his moment finally arrive. And behind the scenes, it's worse than it looks. Here's what happened. Inside the Wembley dressing room, roughly 25 minutes after England's 3-1 victory over Poland, Jordan Pickford sat on the physio table with ice pressed against his right shoulder, his face tight with discomfort. Sources close to the squad say Pickford landed awkwardly after being lifted by Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham during on-pitch celebrations near the corner flag. He clutched his shoulder immediately, but kept celebrating for several minutes before heading down the tunnel. The room, still buzzing with post-victory energy, gradually fell quiet as the medical staff examined him. Dean Henderson stood near his locker, arms folded, watching silently. When the lead physio asked Pickford to rotate his arm, he allegedly winced and pulled back sharply. But several players near the showers reportedly exchanged looks, one shaking his head subtly. Thomas Tuchel entered moments later and asked Pickford directly about his availability for the opener. Pickford allegedly replied that he would do everything to be ready, but his tone lacked conviction. The silence that followed was heavy. Harry Kane, standing by the tactics board, looked down at his boots. Nobody openly challenged Pickford, but nobody reassured him either. This didn't come out of nowhere. Over the previous 2 years, Pickford's theatrical on-field behavior, time-wasting antics, exaggerated falls, confrontations with opposition fans, had occasionally irritated teammates who felt it invited unnecessary scrutiny. During the March friendlies, Pickford reportedly clashed with goalkeeping coach Martin Margetson over his positioning on set pieces, a disagreement that required Tuchel to mediate. Meanwhile, Dean Henderson had been in exceptional form for Newcastle, recording more clean sheets than any Premier League goalkeeper in the second half of the season. Several England players privately acknowledged Henderson deserved a chance, but none dared suggest benching Pickford, until now, when the decision might be made for them. And hold on, because the most controversial detail I've saved for the end. Inside the dressing room, opinions split quietly but clearly. Senior players like Harry Kane and John Stones remained publicly supportive of Pickford while privately expressing concern to coaching staff about his mental state. Younger players like Kobbie Mainoo and Morgan Rogers reportedly sympathized with Henderson, feeling that form should trump reputation. The coaching staff spent hours reviewing video footage of the celebration to assess whether the injury mechanism looked legitimate. The FA issued a cautious statement confirming Pickford was undergoing assessment but provided no timeline. Social media exploded with skepticism. Fans flooded forums with clips of Pickford's previous on-field antics, suggesting a pattern of exaggeration. However, a vocal minority defended him, arguing that questioning an injury without evidence was disrespectful and dangerous. If Pickford is ruled out or benched, Dean Henderson will almost certainly start against the United States in Los Angeles, fundamentally altering England's defensive communication and penalty shootout strategy. Tuchel must decide within 10 days whether to call up a replacement goalkeeper or trust James Trafford as backup. Medical scan results are expected within 48 hours. But sources suggest the findings may be inconclusive. Now Thomas Tuchel is caught between two bad decisions. If he trusts Pickford and rushes him back, England could lose their opener, and Tuchel would face accusations of sentimentality over pragmatism. But if he drops Pickford for Henderson based on suspicion rather than medical certainty, he risks destroying his relationship with a goalkeeper who has been England's backbone for more than 60 caps and fracturing dressing room trust before the tournament even begins. England's World Cup campaign now risks being overshadowed by a goalkeeping controversy that nobody truly believes began with a celebration. And look, this is far from over. This is the information circulating so far. Over the next few hours, new details should trickle out, and they could turn this whole story upside down. So for you, should Thomas Tuchel trust Jordan Pickford's injury and give him every chance to start the World Cup opener? Or is it time to reward Dean Henderson's form and move on from England's most theatrical goalkeeper? Let us know in the comments below. And if you don't want to miss the next major development, subscribe now and turn on notifications, because when this fully breaks, you'll want to be the first to know, not the last.